This is the motherfucking Shane Show.
Now, the record, you got to go celebrate it Sunday at the Grammys, right? Have you thought about any of this? Have you, like, when you got nominated, all this process, where are you at currently with that whole run up and the thing and the going and the what do award shows mean? Are you soaking that in?
It'll be cool. I'm excited. I know I have a show the day before. Then the day of, we have to take a jet, get there, land, go to it, and then get back because I have a show the next day. So it's kind of going to be a lot of movement, but
are you excited?
Enjoy it. Yeah, I'm hyped. It's going to be sick.
Were you, how about this? What happened? Where were you when you found out you got nominated?
In bed and saw it, and I was like, oh, wow, this is sick. It didn't hit me till like 2 weeks later, like, oh wow, that's a big deal. I mean, even though some could argue that, oh, the Grammys don't mean anything, blah blah blah, which, you know, it's arguments for each. I'm on both ends, but still, just knowing the type of music that I make and the intention and just kind of where I come from, being considered for an accolade like that still means a lot.
I think it's a weird. I think a lot of people that get nominated, they're like, don't really mean nothing. Then you get nominated, and you're like, holy shit, this does mean something because this is supposedly how we're supposed to acknowledge good art. And then the show happens, and you win or you don't win. And if you win, you're like, okay, now what? Or that doesn't really mean anything. And if you lose, you're like, whatever. It was just cool to be.
Oh yeah, I'm just even being nominated for what I think is one of the second highest accolades that I could get in my profession is just really cool, especially next to, I mean, the other guys in that category. I mean, they're great, but they also, you know, it's just a different level. I got my first song really played on the radio this year.
It's pretty crazy that you got. It's insane.
What?
Now hold on a second. The record. It's the first one I was able to connect to without your other records. I've actually pulled the lyrics and read the lyrics, and then I connect. I'm like, this is just. And some of the songs on some of the other records, but this record I cried when I was listening to it. Like it was the first time I was able to connect. Well, because it's so musical, right? And is this where you're headed? Are you going to end up not? Because I don't
know. I mean,
I hear Tom Waits. When I hear your voice, I hear Tom Waits. And so I want, selfishly, I want you to just sing. And I know that you don't like your voice, which I get, but I want you to end up making musical singing type records with your your voice.
Don't get me wrong. I hate my voice, but I love singing. I like making music. So regardless of me hating my voice, I'm going to figure out a way to do it.
Are you going to continue to rap?
I mean, yeah. A lot of people think because I'm so into everything and rap isn't my forefront that I don't like rap. I love to rap, but it's not all in for me. It's not the most, like, I just like making stuff overall. But yeah, I love to rap. I'll probably always be rapping forever.
How about this? What is your favorite song on the record? Do you have one?
On mine?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
It is?
Yeah.
And that's the one. Is that what's the one that I talk, and then there's the beautiful musicals. That's my favorite song on the record by a mile and a half. And I don't like November.
Don't like November?
Well, it just bummed me out. I think it's beautiful, but it got me freaked out. I'm like, wait, are you okay? Is everything good?
No, it's just sometimes you gotta think. Everyone has those thoughts. Was like, what if the worst shit just happened? What's the worst thing that could happen?
Do you get depressed?
No.
Never?
Not anymore. I mean, if I'm super bored and I'm just like, what the fuck are we gonna do today? But it's like, I guess that's fake depression. It's like, fuck, what are we gonna do? We're bored. Oh my God, now I gotta go home and watch Netflix. But other than that, life's awesome.
You know, I've got you on your, I've got my little, this is what I do over here. I do my little thought pattern diagram. It kind of is it's like all the stuff that's going on in my head about you and life. It says T26. And I've got a little pinwheel there because there's just, First of all, I would never want Clancy's job. You have more going on, and not unnecessarily going on. There's so many different avenues for you to chase, and I don't know how you've got the Grammys this Sunday. You got your shoe that just dropped. You got this festival that you do that's just, oh, by the way, the fucking is like the low key, the coolest festival in the world. You got your cartoon. I know you're fucking with films. I know your clothing thing is all different. I'd wear all your clothes now. If I had enough money, I would go wear whatever it is that you wear. And the 5 years ago, I was like, what is this shit? And now I'm in. So I want to get into the transition, because there was boy man in you when I met you, and it was hyper. And it was beautiful, and it was just the ball of energy. And now there's this. You're full man now. Are you aware of that? You're like a full.
I still feel 20. Ain't nothing changed past 6 years with my tax bracket.
But no, but I don't think that's true. You don't think that there has been an evolution for everything?
I mean, I think.
You not like the word evolution?
Well, no. I mean, people obviously change and go through phases, but I think my base is still the same.
What is the base? Because the base you can't.
I mean, I have a color palette that I like, and maybe 4 years ago it was a light pink shirt, but now it's a light pink peacoat.
But it's also more refined. Like, you've learned about.
Oh yeah, but it's still my base. It's still a nice light pink, but instead of a T-shirt with a cat on it, now it's a peacoat with a cursive golf on it.
Right.
But it's still.
Who are your influences with fashion? Do you have people that you love and that you like?
Old women, old men.
Old women and old men.
I mean, yeah, just how they
like me.
How she'll wear some pearls, and I don't know. It all varies. It legit all varies. Right now, I don't know. I'm in the silhouettes, just how things are fitting. And I'm obsessed with bags right now.
With making bags? You want to make bags? Just getting bags.
I have a crazy collection.
You have no interest in making them?
Soon enough. Right now, my fan base aren't into spending $3,000 on a small travel bag, but I'm trying to work myself to get into that world that I'm so indulged in, but people don't know me for. So I'll get there at some point.
You can do anything, right?
I could, but you also got to be smart and aware.
Right.
Like, I'll make those bags for myself.
Right.
The finest leather and velour and all this stuff, but you have to work yourself up there. Because a lot of people don't want to wear light pink peacoats.
And was the shoe thing cool, or was it the last drop? Were you happy with it?
Man, I mean,
What's it like dealing with corporate America?
The few people I deal with are great. And I'm not just saying this because we have something going on, but it's no one easier than Converse, and I know that because they're open to my ideas and they're trying shit that they've never done with me and allowing me to just be. And I'm learning things from them, how to conduct business on a bigger scale.
Right.
And it's really great. Another successful drop. We made a lot this time. And I get the text from Clancy an hour after the drop, like, oh, they're all gone in Australia. All gone in Europe, all gone in Asia, every place they're gone. Pink is sold out everywhere in the U.S. basically, and that was an hour after they came out. So I'm just like, wow, I'm very grateful that Converse trusted me and my ideas and these crazy color palettes and this design and how to do it. And yeah,
I used to bitch to Clancy all the time. I'd be like, man, can you make him not buy that car? Can you make him not get that fucking chain? Like, a couple years ago, I was like, God, and I don't got to worry about that no more. because you can't spend the money you're making now, or your ability to where you're headed and the money you have now. You can buy all that shit now.
I think I'm good with money. I think I'm good with money. I made sure I had a house first before I bought a car, and I made sure
Mom's good.
Mom's good before I made sure I had an everyday car before I got my supercar, and then I made sure I had enough to where my supercar was my everyday car, and like.
Is this Is this the current supercar or the thing that
that's my everyday.
What is that thing? That's an everyday car.
675 LT McLaren.
Which, by the way, I hit the people and I was like, yo, if you want questions, hit the app. They were all pretty great. They were all pretty thoughtful. But somebody was asking me about cars and shit. Why the car thing? What happened? Why did you get the car thing when where'd you get that bug?
I've always been into cars. I mean, when I was a child, I never liked toys. It was all CDs. But I did love Hot Wheels. And when I was 11, and my mom started letting me like kind of set up my room, I had this little desk, and I had these rocks. It was this granite, like marble looking rocks and other cool little stones that I had. And then I had my 3 favorite CDs up there, and different car models. And one of them, for example, was a 550 Maranello Ferrari. It was it was this dark gray with a red interior.
Okay.
And I've always been into cars, and the GTI Golf by Volkswagen and the 330 Ci and the M3s by BMW was what I was into when I was 15 and 16, and then that slowly graduated from Beamers once I was able to really afford these things. And now I'm a McLaren head, and I just love their technology and just what they do. And even I've had conversations with Elon Musk about just why McLaren, just since the beginning, just have always been just really cool, just from a design amazing.
You want your mind blown. How about this? Walk me through the conversation you have with Elon. Like, where are you eating? Where's the room?
We was just talking about
You want to talk about two like guys, like just different, different universes, but the same dude, right? The same, like, anything's possible, and I'm gonna work. What is that convo like?
He's really cool. We was just talking about he just loved the design aesthetic of McLaren and how sleek and cool it was. And in the early 90s, they had a car called the F1 that had 3 seats, and it was 1 in the middle and 2 on the side.
That's bizarre.
Like, wow, yeah. But he, like me, appreciated that they went for that. And he always looks at, things like that when it comes to him doing, whether it's SpaceX or Tesla, whatever he's into at the moment. And yeah.
If he looked at you today and was like, yo, I'll ship you to Mars, would you go?
No, because
you couldn't get back.
It's nothing on Mars.
Not interested.
It's no air. It's no food. I don't know if I can listen to music yet.
Let's say you can get all that done. The guy's like, I got to put you in this pod. I'm shipping.
I'll go on trip 9 or 12.
Okay, but you would go.
I mean, yeah.
You would. Yeah. And you'd stay there for a couple years and hang out?
Maybe. Because, I mean, it's kind of
got to be pretty there.
That I want.
It's got to be pretty there, though.
Like,
your head would explode.
I'm into is kind of here.
Everything you're into.
Yeah.
But it's pretty there.
I mean, I could see photos.
You could see photos.
Even though I'm always the type to let's go there, let's go experience this, but that's so new. Let's see what these niggas do in 5 years after they're there.
I got
see
it.
if I'm safe enough to, see if it's safe.
Would you go to the moon?
Again, so far it's nothing there that I need.
What do you need?
Oxygen.
Okay.
Albuterol, because my asthma is horrible.
Yeah, why are you? It's not better. That shit get fixed. I don't know nothing about it.
No, but I hope in like 17 years
they get something.
They could fix it, because having an asthma attack in your 40s is not cute. Like, it's kind of funny now and cute, but like when I'm 46 and I'm about to pass the fuck out in my home by myself, it's not.
Yeah, we don't want any
attractive.
of that. They'll figure that out. I ain't having you get. No, I don't want you passing out doing nothing, man.
Dude.
The tour is coming up. You got you've this thing looks crazy. Whatever you're doing with the thing and the new and you sit there and figure this out in your head. You go, I want. It comes to you.
One thing I know that I was never decent at least in my personal opinion, was stage design. And I think it's because I've just never been focused on it. It was never overly important. It never came like that for me. So this time I had so many different designs going back and forth, and the one we settled on is kind of the obvious one that it should have been, and we kind of mixed it with this photo that I took about a few months ago, actually in November, and it's gonna be cool. I hope people. I hope it gives it the full experience.
Is this different than the thing that you've been doing in the last couple? Yeah. It's different than that.
Full 100%.
Completely different.
Yeah.
What was your favorite, other than the Flog Gnaws, what was your favorite thing to play last year? Did you have a moment on stage, or did you have a date or a time that you were like, man, I fucking nailed it?
I don't know if I nailed anything, but Panorama, New York, the week when the album came out.
Yeah, I blew that.
It was a whole moment. It was I felt myself go like that.
To the next jam.
And it's not that the performance was great or whatever. The stage design was actually disgusting when I look back, but that whole week I went like this. I felt it.
In your head or in your idea.
And the album was out only a few days, and everyone knew every lyric to every song. It was a moment, and all my friends were there, and it was really tight.
I'm fucking so bummed I didn't go. I'm so old and so stupid. I'm so lame.
I know.
It's like it's the convenience thing of you're 47. You're like, man, it's the thing and the trip and the thing and getting there and the hotel and the thing. And I'm just like, nah. And then I just miss moments. And this guy tells me he goes from there to there. Yeah. And I'm like, right, I should. Thank God I missed that.
You're all about life experiences.
And I'm just blowing it.
Way to go.
Left, right, and center.
Unbelievable.
What's going on with the carnival? Happy with it?
Sometime in October, November as usual.
Are you happy with the advancement of it?
It's great. It's growing. It's just hoping that it continues to become the coolest festival ever.
I mean, it's on the trajectory of doing exactly. How hard is it to get these people to come play, man? The worst is that the worst part of it?
It's not that hard. I don't super deal with it directly because it's always you go through agents and managers, but I mean it's pretty easy. I mean, people are always hyped to play. They always say, hey, we fuck with Tyler, so I'm down, but sometimes it's egos where names are placed and things like that. But other than that, yeah.
You excited for Coachella? I'm excited for Boston. Now I know you're supposed to be into Coachella.
I'm very.
But Queens, and that. Have you seen that lineup? It's Queens of the Stone Age, then you, and then somebody else I don't care about. But the back-to-back of you and the Queens of the Stone Age could be the best hour and 37 minutes of music of all time. You can't fuck that one up. If I go there, you got to be on point. You got to bring the fucking Super Tyler for that. I can't be. That's like that's going to be the most magical 2 hours of 2018. I can't. Okay. I'm in. I don't. But anyway, Coachella, this is a big spot for you, right?
Yeah, this time it's main stage, and I'm like kind of before Beyonce, which is kind of, it's not nerve-wracking, but I know how her fans are, so I could be performing and the first 20,000 people in the front are like, get the fuck off stage. We want to see Beyonce. So I'm just like, fuck, I get it, dude. I fully get it. If anything, I go crazy harder, make sure the show's way better when shit like that happens.
I had 5 years sober.
Congrats on that. That's amazing.
I appreciate it.
When I met you, you were shit.
When I met him, I was not well, and I was not good. And then I sobered up. I had tried to sober up 1,000 times. And I finally I was doing something different with my life. I was doing something different. I was just going every day, and I was just doing something different. And I'll never forget, I had met him, and I was just so enamored with him, and then I had like 90 days, and there were many times during the day, T, where I was like, none of this fucking matters, man. I have cashed my life. I've ruined it. There's no way I'm going to get any of this back. I would fight every day with this deep sadness and deep guilt and deep shame about how I had run my life into the ground and I was homeless and I got nothing to offer the planet and it's just stupid and I should get drunk and you asked me to be in your video in Tamale, and I'll never forget because I was just thought you were the deal, and I was just so enamored with I was like, why is this guy asking me what? Because I felt worthless. I was like, why does he want? Why have you looked after me?
I think you're a cool guy. I think we could agree.
I mean, but there's got to be more than that. You look after me. You've looked after me for 5 years. I want to know why.
I don't know. I don't really think about it. I think, when you just click with people, you just care. And
are you aware of all of the are you aware of all the opportunities that you give everybody? Are you aware of how much you give back to the people that you love? Are you aware of that? Do you try? Is that something you focus? Because you have given everybody around you an opportunity to come up with you. Not live off you, but you've given everybody an opportunity to come up, and not a lot of people do that. Do you realize that you've done that for people? Every single person has that. Now, not everybody is
aware.
Not everybody is exercised the opportunity, and there's been, I'm sure, some people that have been upset with you or bummed out at you or this, that, or the other with you. But everybody's had an opportunity. Everyone that you've cared about has had an opportunity. And that's just super important and special that you've been able to do that.
Yeah. When I care about people, I like keeping them around.
I mean, you don't want to be doing this right now, man. You're doing this for me. You don't want to be doing this. You don't be talking to me about nothing.
Yeah, why did I say yeah? Like I could have... Yeah.
Why'd you say yeah? I gave you an opportunity to not do it. I hit you yesterday. I was like, listen, man, I know you're not in this space. We don't have to do this if you don't want to. And you're like, nope, see you tomorrow. But why? You look after me. You know I look after you.
Yeah, I don't know. Never thought of it.
Where are you headed? What's good 2018 for you? What's the priority in your brain? What do you want to get accomplished?
It's so much, but I'm trying to just pinpoint it without throwing, because I never like talking. A lot of people don't know how to, at least my generation, don't know how to, hey, look, here's this that I've been working on that no one knows about. They always have to show snippets or go on Instagram. I'm working on a secret project. You idiot. It's not secret if you're letting us know.
Right.
Or always sneak peek, or here's a piece of the song, or, I've been in the studio with so-and-so, and I kind of always just liked keeping things under wraps until it's ready. And, but hopefully this year, obviously more shoes and more clothes. And I'm always working on music, and that's not implying anything's coming out this year, but I'm always working on music. And,
is this record already there for you? Are you already starting to listen or hear things, and whatever that creative process is? Are you have you let go of this record, or
I'm usually done with the albums when they're done?
When they're done,
but this one it's so far my most successful. So obviously got Grammys coming up for it, and I just put the interview out about it, and so this one is surprisingly going on longer than anything else that I've kind of done.
The NPR thing, by the way, was incredible.
It was cool. It's crazy that and it's just me nitpicking. Our 3-day rehearsals was way sicker than the finished product because the first day I was like, hey y'all, I'm losing my voice. I'm gonna make sure we get this shit back by Thursday. And then my voice was gone when we actually shot it, but I was like, fuck it, let's just run it. And a lot of that stuff was not us freestyling, but us just looking at each other like, do we keep it going? And then me kind of just riffing and looking at the keyboard player and him stopping in the singer's note. Like, so, and in the space, it's actually someone's desk in the office. So you can't play the snare too loud or will overpower the bass, or it's a lot of little things that we
Sure.
couldn't, you know,
But isn't that what's
execute.
isn't that what's perfectly imperfect about a live gig, regardless of whether it's
I
in
think-
somebody's office
I mean,
or
when shit doesn't work out all the way, it makes it special.
for sure it makes it also I can just you're fearless because that's a fucking crazy idea to do that, and I mean that's just most people are like, I ain't doing that. There's a fearless nature to
Worst
that.
come to worst, this sucks, and I'll move on.
You got all this fucking handled. You gonna go ahead?
This might be an inappropriate question, but do you think you're going to win on Sunday?
Yes. And if I lose, so be it. But I think I have a chance.
The last time you won an award on this level, would you consider it the VMA award?
Yeah.
And you didn't prepare a speech. Will you prepare a speech for this one?
Nah,
Just
just
go
go
up.
up there. This is how I feel at this exact moment.
Cool.
Leave, and that's that exact moment.
Nice.
You know, if you win, I get one.
Yeah.
Shit's gonna be right there.
Yes.
It's because I have a feature credit.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have a Grammy. It's gonna say Shane Powers Best Rap Album.
Mm-hmm.
That will be the fucking most insane thing that ever happens in the history of my life, man. You think you're gonna win?
Yeah.
Cool. Me too.
Fuck.
I think I should win.
Yeah.
Tell
Just
me
based
why.
on it's just something different. Just needs to win. Just something that's
Musical.
not-
That's not in the
something
fucking.
there.
It's not.
I
in-
love Jay, but fuck, dude, you have Grammys, dog, and I love Kendrick, and I think Damn was awesome. Triple X number 12 is my favorite song on that album. Is it number 12? Well, it's my favorite song on that album, and I think it's great. But fuck, like the nigga nominated for 6 other ones. Let him get one of those. I think just in the climate of music now, the sound and just how I went about it, and even my album cover. Like, my album cover should win a goddamn award.
No, it's beautiful. No, it's absolutely
But
beautiful.
I think
It's the most.
I think it would be sick if I think it would be tight if I won, just because it's something different and it's no one speaking for that. Those people. I don't even want to use the word weird because I just feel like that's a cheap word, or eclectic. But those
Describe those.
just the me's rarely is up there, and I know if I win something, they'll feel like they won something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's I just think I think it's time.
It is time. I love you, man.
Shane Show.